Hello, my name is Subramanya Bhatt, and I was a participant on the NVIDIA Cosmos-Cookoff challenge. This challenge has gone on for a month now, and it has been probably one of my best experiences in life. If I talk about how much I've learned from the competition, this is probably the competition where I've learned the most. NVIDIA Cosmos is a really powerful suite of world foundation models, and just working on an application based on the video search and summarization blueprint, which in turn is based on Cosmos Reason 2, just gave me a very good idea of how powerful it really is. For the purpose of this competition, I built a web application known as XamCent. We know that throughout the world, for basically all stages of education across all levels, teachers have to spend a lot of time building question papers, question sets, exam sets that are actually well formatted and can be handed over to a class of students for an official examination. What we do not understand is these examinations cannot be generated properly and onto that level of challenging difficulty levels based on videos that you can provide. We know for a fact that there's a lot of tutorial videos on the internet, but we do not use those tutorial videos for generating question sets. So I use this tool for basically using or being built on top of the video search and summarization blueprint that NVIDIA has developed. And using the power of video search and summarization, I was able to generate this tool, which was actually created using Rep, where you can literally put any video, a URL to literally any tutorial video on the internet, and you can generate exam-ready question sets that can be fed to a class of students across any level of education, like I just mentioned. So the way you get started before you actually can use this is that you need to open up the Brev Launchable, which is also actually #1 on trending amongst all the launchables provided. It's called the Video Search and Summarization Blueprint Launchable. I can see that it's loading right now. Yes, and among these launchables, you should be able to find Video Search and Summarization Blueprint. This is #1 on trending, so it shouldn't be hard to find. It has gotten the largest number of stars and likes on this platform, so it makes sense why, given how powerful it is as a tool. So when you open this launchable, given you have enough credits, like you can see I don't, for the purpose of this demonstration, I wanted to show you using the Crusoe instance, which basically launches a 8x L40S GPU cluster. But of course, I also tried Scaleway, but that had some problems. Launching the NIM for the audio model, the Riva ASR model. So once you launch this blueprint as a Brev launchable, you then have to go over to my GitHub repository and you clone this repository. So when you clone the repository, you should be able to then scroll down and actually go all the way down to the deployment steps and basically follow these steps, where you can first start off by Brev login. You open up the shell, and within the shell, you enter the instance itself, you clone the repository, and then you have to use the modified Jupyter notebook, VSS XamCent, cookoff.ipynb, where I've made some changes so that not only is the VSS server initiated, but you can also see that it connects to the XamCent application as well. And by the way, it connects over the backend using the REST API endpoints. Once you've done that, you can then go over and move the Jupyter notebook, but also the configuration file. The configuration file needs to be moved to the deploy Docker launchable directory. Once you've moved those two files, you can then just proceed with all the instructions as given for the setup of the VSS module until you finally get it running, and you can see that it can be accessed for its UI on port 9100. So once you can see the UI for the video search and summarization blueprint module, you can then come over here and you can just type in whatever exam you want to show. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use a tutorial video that I found from YouTube and downloaded it for this demonstration. It was this one. And then I also offer the provision to actually format it according to some of the most popular examinations in the world. So this of course includes Scholastic Aptitude Test. This includes the GRE, the GMAT, the Gaokao in China, JEE in India, where I come from, and also just an option to customize according to your own needs, and 3 different difficulty levels as well are provided. When it comes to question distributions, if you want different types of questions within the question set, you can also do this. You can also have multiple choice, as many as you want, as many short answer and as many long answer. And I put 5, 3, 2 because I want a total of 10 questions on my paper. Because the VSS module is not running for this demonstration, I can't show you what the final result looks like, but you should be able to see a proper question set generated with 10 questions that are related to this video and all the content that is covered within that video. And they will definitely be on an intermediate difficulty level. This is a groundbreaking development, and I think this can literally be developed further into a tutoring service, into a tool that can not only generate questions and assessments for students to prepare, but also for educators to use for literally developing official examination sets that are formatted according to the pattern that you have followed in a school, college, university, or so on. But yeah, that was mainly it for this demonstration. Of course, I would love to show you what it looks like, but you would see the generation is failing right now because the VSS is not running in the back end. But you should be able to run it when you try it out for the purposes of the evaluation. But yeah, that is basically my submission for the Cosmos-Cookoff. Thank you so much.